Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Bahasham, Barakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure unto the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson. I'm going to start it off in Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And this is chiefly speaking of the biblical Edomites, or, these so-called white people, as they're known as today, who are the enemies of you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it's straight to the point. You should never trust these Edomites out here, no matter how friendly they may come, no matter if they help you, change a flat tire, you got a good neighbor, your boss gave you a raise, anything like that. At the end of the day, there's still those devils that have the perpetual hatred of their forefather Esau towards you Israelites. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Him coming with a smile on his face and those sweet and pleasant words, as it says in Psalms 55. Though his words be like oil and butter, beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. But war was in his heart. With rust, you may seem to be able to polish a piece of metal and get it nice, but once that rust is, set in there, it's permanently in there. And that's that perpetual hatred and wickedness that these Edomites have towards you Israelites. And just look at the track record of our history with these Edomites, from the Greeks to the Romans to, the times of colonization, all the way up until America today, especially the history of America. And I opened up the video with this verse to preface two clips from the brother Arrows of Indignation 144's YouTube channel, which are two videos of Edomites, so-called white men, begging, specifically the so-called black man, or, so-called Negro, of the Southern Kingdom, tribe of Judah primarily, that look, we need your help in coming together to heal America and fight against this tyranny that we see Donald Trump's coming down the line. Though he come humbling and crouching, beware of him, because that rust has not, been wiped away. Never trust thine enemy. Just like with 9/11, or any time when these Edomites are attacked by an outside force, that's when they want everybody to come together and be at peace. But once they get what they want, what happens? They immediately throw you back under the bus. Which, before we get this video, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Any alliance our people have made with the Edomites in the past has always come to backfire with us. When you had the Moors and those Jakes ruling in medieval Europe, civilizing these Edomites, what happened? They got up in there and overthrew them with the Renaissance, or, the rebirth of Esau's rulership into the world. You had the civil rights movement. Jake was locked arm in arm with Edomites asking for equality. But then what happened? You had the welfare state set up, which, broke up our families. You had Jake businesses having to compete with these Edomite corporations, which they couldn't. So, they went out of business, and our people are just mixed and intermingled amongst these Edomites and learn the ways of them. So they're just completely bugged out here. So anytime we ever tried to lock hands with these Edomites, just look at the condition of our people, afterwards, especially now. But this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you. Okay? And I know it's unfair.
On the title of the video is Unbelievable. Esau has lost his mind. The very people that hate you are asking for your help.
After everything this country's done to you, to ask you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can. All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them. And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish dude speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay?
And listen to what he's saying. All the things they try to gaslight you Israelites about, complaining about systemic racism or, being looked at as lesser than the average person. He's pretty much admitting that it's all the truth. But now that Esau's back is against the corner and he sees that he's losing his precious America, hey, that's when they come out seeking for your help. But let's say Jake was to help Esau and America was to, go back to being strong again, which is not going to happen because America is at the end of its ropes. Once Esau got comfortable again, it's back to the status quo. Nigger, spick, tonto, you name it.
I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth, okay? That we're allowing this to happen. We're enabling the people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them. In World War II.
Allegedly.
Those people are doing that to another group of people, all right? And if anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone...
And both of those people, those 1948ers, those J-ishes, which aren't the true children of the Most High, they're Amalekite Edomites, and those, Palestinian Arabs or Ishmaelites, neither of them belong in the land, and hey, they're about to get evicted, soon as well. But, this Edomite, being a typical Edomite, is speaking against prophecy. It's prophecy for all these things to take place, and it's prophecy for division and hate and racial unrest and civil war to take place on the streets of America, and for America to collapse and ultimately be destroyed by nuclear missiles.
One is just allowing, just sitting by and denying. It's you. Okay? You guys are the experts on this. You can speak on this without any guilt, without being silenced. All right? Because in America, you guys have the most powerful voice. Okay?
Right now, it's the prophets that have the most powerful voice. As it says in the New Testament, I've set forth the apostles' laugh to be a spectacle and a gazing stock unto the world, with the men of the Lord, chiefly of GMS or Great Millstone, and the brothers coming in the spirit of GMS out on the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles like this. You're seeing why all these things are coming to pass. Biblical prophecy. As it says in Matthew 24, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, which it has been through the unicorn or the internet, and then shall the end come. And we can clearly see that the end is manifesting right before our very eyes. Esau being exposed, America being exposed, World War III on the horizon, and the mark of the BEAST, that micro C-hip implant, that ultimate form of the digital ID right around the corner as well.
Okay, everyone knows it. All right, and granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking did it. Okay, and then you broke the chains of the oppressors. Okay.
The nerve of these fucking devils. I mean, shit. Like I just said, they try to gaslight you Israelites about all the problems, you bring up and the grievances you have with this society. But when their back's against the corner, that's when they admit that, everything you've been saying is right. Though he humble itself, don't trust him.
We need you guys to take that expertise and show this country that it's being evil again. Okay, that is being just as evil as before, but because it's out of sight, out of mind, we pretend that it's not. Okay, and we need you. I really believe that only you could do it, but because America is racist. Okay, it is, and I really believe that only you could do it, but because America is racist. Okay, it
Straight
is.
from the horse's mouth.
And if you're the one speaking against it, it's going to be conflicted. Okay, because we need you to weaponize white guilt against these fucking monsters. And I think you could do it. I know it's unfair. Okay, this country, it is yours. You built it, and they took it from you. But guys, you've got to be our moral compass, or we're not going to have one. We're going to go completely off the rails on some white devil, fucking World War II, Third Reich type shit if you guys don't start showing out real.
And that's exactly what's coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Isaiah 19 verse 4. And I will, a fierce king and a cruel lord shall be set up over Egypt, spiritual Egypt, America, and Donald Trump, Nero 47, looks to be that man. So that's it with this clip. And now I'm going to go to my second clip, continuing to show the nerve of these devils. And it's titled Former MAGA Purple Revolution and Wants Jake to be part of it. Never trust your enemy. Friendly reminder. And again, fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
So, accountability. I've been doing some thinking, and I said at the very beginning that I would do what I have to do to make sure I bring our people together. So first things first, what I'm going to say is that I apologize from the bottom of my heart for voting for Trump.
Though he come humbling and crouching himself, beware, lest he overthrow thee. Never trust thine enemy. And hey, there is no coming together at this point. We are not in the time of, we are the world, holding hands. We're all humans that bleed red. We're in the time of that blood inside of people flowing through the streets from them killing each other. In race wars, civil wars, Jacob's trouble. This is Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 1. And the header reads, a time for everything. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And it's time for America to be plucked up by the roots. A time to, and when you look at those roots, what was the fertilizer for it? The literal blood, sweat, and tears of you Israelites building up this country. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. We can clearly see, you know, majority of people out here, hey, these two Edomites in this clip, they're weeping. A time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, people not coming together, divisions, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, which, hey, it's been a time to speak for the prophets preaching, though that time is even coming to an end, the famine of the word, a time to love and a time to hate. These Edomites calling for love and coming together, but that's not on the menu. A time of war and a time of peace. And we can clearly see with World War III on the horizon that, peace isn't going to prevail, neither outside this country nor inside it, especially.
For voting for everything that ended up happening. I still to this day feel sick to my stomach looking back at the person that I was.
And you're still that same devil.
And
Though thou wipe like a looking glass, though thou wipest it away, thou shalt see that the rust is still altogether there, that wickedness.
no excuse for it, no matter if I was manipulated or whatever you want to call it, in a cult. I should have had a stronger mind. And I allowed that to be penetrated. So for that, I apologize. Anybody who suffered at the hands of the government, you have my heartfelt sincerity. It literally makes me sick to my stomach still to this day to know that I was a part of any single person having to suffer. And as I'm told every single day in comments that words are shallow and the words have empty meaning without accountability. So I thought that coming out and using words as accountability wasn't going to be it.
The only accountability is going to be Jeremiah 30:16 and Revelation 13 verses 9 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Those that spoiled thee shall be a spoil. Those that made you a prey shall be a prey. Hey, everything you Edomites did to the Israelites are going to be done unto you doublefold when you're in slavery in the kingdom of heaven. But in righteousness, no buck breaking or any sadistic shit like that. Fucking devil.
So instead I figured I would make a video to take accountability. And I would leave my story up for accountability. So people can see the growth. So people can see that it's possible. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do at this point. Because if the words are shallow and not going to be accepted anyways, and I hope they are. I hope my sincere apology is accepted. But if it's not, I understand and I get that, and I'll still continue to fight to get you on our team, to get you in the unification. Because
a time to come together and a time to not come together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
I said I'm never going to give up. I will give my life for this revolution.
Oh, and best believe you will.
But of me not being here and putting my face out there for the world to see that I'm denouncing everything that they are standing for and willing to put my life on the line, standing side by side with you in this battle. isn't enough to take accountability, then I'm not really sure what is. I'm not sure words are going to be enough for you to be able to heal from this. So at some point you have to come to realization and tell yourself, are you ready to look past everything that's happened and realize that to get to a better tomorrow, we have to start understanding and we have to start forgiving.
Hey, where was that forgiveness during the Reconstruction era? Black Wall Street, Rosewood, drowned towns, sundown towns, that, man, I wish I could remember his name. That Jake down here, who was, he was on LSU's team, and he was falsely accused of killing a veteran in a car wreck, which, a Edomite cop falsified the report, and that Jake ended up deleting himself. Ahmaud Arbery, what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Sandra Bland, all these Jakes that are just starting to pop up all across the country, hanging from trees, hanging in sheds by chains. Where's the forgiveness and accountability for that?
There is no excuse for any of the suffering that's happened in this country, and I've not once ever said there was. I have denounced the entire organization, the entire establishment. Not just Trump, not just Bibi, but the entire establishment. But for anybody in the marginalized community, I understand there's trust issues, and I understand.
Now listen to, after everything this Edomite just said, listen to this next little bit he's going to say.
That it's going to take a bit to get you to understand that you're 100% equal in this movement. But it can't be equal without you involved in the conversation and without you involved in the unity. So please, speak up. We can have these messages and we can have these talks. I just ask that people have civil conversations and don't come guns a-blazing and doing a bunch of demanding.
Hey, you're in no goddamn position to be saying people can't be making any demands. So you saying, hey, don't come guns a-blazing and making demands, nigga, where's the reparations? Which, Jake, at least the elect of the nation of Israel aren't concerned about any reparations, because the kingdom of heaven and you underneath our feet is our reparations. But you've got no foot to stand on talking about don't make any demands.
A lot of people on both sides have suffered. And again, I'm not saying anybody has suffered worse than anybody. There is a lot of people that have had some pretty bad suffering and took to...
The Israelites have suffered worse than anything you Edomites have ever known in your entire life. As it says in the book of Daniel, there's been nothing that's been done like unto, the children of Israel. But, hey, Edomites are going to get a taste of that cup coming real soon.
Speeding out of this whole thing. And they will be recognized because they will be one of the top representatives in this entire movement to make sure that they are covered. So that way they don't feel left out. We are all equals in this.
The only thing you're going to be equal with, and even then you're going to get it worse, is equal with the rest of these other nations when they go into captivity. So for this whole coming together and this whole movement this devil's talking about, you can rest in piss on that. But that's it with this clip. As I started off with in Sirach 12, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. But let's go to Genesis chapter 25, read verses 21 to 23. Because even for you coons out there, like the Hodge coons or Officer Tatum, Officer Coonum, you're what's that nigga's name? Shit. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it'll come back to me, but you get the point. To you simple-minded Jakes out there that, hear this and still want to be a part of this devil's system. Hey, it's never going to happen. And even from the womb, it was never meant to happen. Our two nations were, separated from birth in the spirit. But this is Genesis 25. I'm going to read verses 21 to 23. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people, 2 different spirits, 2 different dispositions, one being the righteous, the Israelites, and the other the wicked, the Edomites. Of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So straight from the womb, our forefather Jacob and their forefather Esau was fighting in it. And once they came out, and fast forward today with our respective nations, hey, we were never meant to come together. We are mortal enemies of each other. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, the Israelites, which those Edomites, especially that one in the first clip, gave that sentiment. Nobody has a more powerful voice than the so-called black man. This country was built off of your backs. Everything you Edomites attribute to being great about America was off the back of the Israelites. And you couldn't even go through less than half of what our people have gone through in, the history of this country. And see, our people, even though 2/3 of our people are wicked and going to be destroyed, throughout all that, you got Jake out here still with a smile on his face. That's the strength of our people, because we are the children of the Most High. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder, Esau came out first, shall serve the younger. Jacob came out second, holding Esau's heel. And we're about to come into you Edomites serving underneath us for 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery. But this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. I'm going to read verses 6 to 10. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So you Edomites aren't going to escape all the wickedness you committed against Israel. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And to you who are troubled, rest with us, hey, the elect. When resting in the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which gives us hope that this place isn't the end-all be-all. We're the children of the Most High, and our Savior, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus, and who looks like a so-called dark-skinned Negro with a white woolly beard and afro. His second coming is at hand, when the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. You're seeing more and more talks of these UFOs, these unidentified flying objects moving around in space, the size of states, bigger than the sun, that 3-eye atlas, things like that. Hey, the heavenly host is coming to retrieve the elect in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which 2/3 of our people are going to get destroyed because they obey not the gospel of our Lord. But hey, you Edomites, you don't even have a chance of trying to follow after the gospel. As it says in Hebrews 12, verses 16 to 17, lest there be any more profane fornicator than Esau, who has no place of repentance. So off the rip, that flaming fire of vengeance is going to be on you Edomites. When nuclear missiles hit everywhere you dwell, and the United States of America is wiped off the face of the earth, and those chariots are going to be shooting that fire, so-called laser beams. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints, and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day. But as it said, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints. Hey, the men of the Lord have been preaching his return. And then when he returns, hey, that's going to validate everything the men of the Lord have been saying and set the record straight. Which brings me to Isaiah chapter 63, I'm going to start at 1. And the header reads, the Most High's vengeance on the nations. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? So right off the rip, you Edomites are being singled out. And Basra was an ancient chief city of the Edomites, and the chief city of you Edomites today is America. So Basra, spiritual Basra being America. That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Yahushai, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? And, say somebody was wearing a white garment or a light colored clothing and was stomping grapes. They look like they just came back from a murder scene, symbolic of the great death and destruction, the vengeance and the flaming fire of his fury that he's coming with. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury. For it is a righteous thing for the Lord to recompense those who have troubled you, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed, the elect, is come. Back in 2 Thessalonians 1 and 10, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints, the year of my redeemed is come, which we can see that redemption is right around the corner. I'll close it out in Isaiah 41. I'm going to read down to verse 4. Lament for Babylon, Babylon the Great, mystery Babylon, in Revelation 17, America. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt not be called tender and delicate. The whole world is turning against America and seeing it as one of the root causes of the problems on the face of the earth. And, these Edomites can see that they're losing their precious America. Hence why those Edomites were crying out for, nations, especially you Israelites, coming together to try to save this wicked place. Take the millstones and grind mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen. All the wicked history of you Edomites in America being exposed. Hence why Trump wants to get rid of, those monuments at the Smithsonian, want to get rid of DEI, erase the history of our people in the military from the records, just try to paste over America's wicked past. But hey, it's too late. Oh, also what these your Larry Ellis's and stuff and those type of Edomites taking over TikTok and these other things and putting Oracle and these algorithms in place to try to hide the wicked and censor the wicked history of you Edomites. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, because Yahushua is coming as that powerful angelic force. And to you who are troubled, rest with us when the Lord Yahushua shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High. Him coming as that unstoppable angelic force with the armies of heaven, the fleets of chariots. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel, and for Israel only. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere, Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.